No, okay, let's go. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us today in person, given the COVID restrictions that we're all adhering to. Please be sure to wear your mask throughout the day. Stay safe distance as we conduct this stuff, and also watch out for the ice. My name is Bill Wilson. As a member of your Wenham's Veteran Committee, chaired by Dean Peterson, I'll be your host today. The weather this year has been a bit more sporty compared to past year. We've had a complete array of weather. First year was 60 degrees. Next year was solid downpour, and now we've got a perfect snow background and a little chilly to say the least here. And not to mention the worldwide pandemic, which we're all dealing with, which has kind of winnowed down the crowd this year. On behalf of the Veterans Committee, thank you for volunteering today. Thanks for being here. Please all, you're all standing here, but just I'd like to have a moment of silence to remember the fallen, prisoners of war, missing in action, and honor those that have served and are serving in our great nation's armed services. Right now, across the nation at more than 2,200 memorial sites like this one, we are gathered as one nation to remember, to honor, to teach. We are all proud Americans that live in a free society made up of many people from many walks of life. The freedoms we enjoy today have not come without a price. Lying here behind us and in cemeteries throughout the nation are men and women that gave their lives so that we could live in freedom without fear. We can worship as we see fit. We can raise our children to believe as we do. We are free to vote for whomever we should be in government office with no explanation needed. We have the right to succeed, and on balance, we have the right to fail at whatever endeavor we wish to pursue. The United States of America was founded on the ideals of freedom, justice, and equality. Our nation stands as a shining beacon of liberty and freedom to the world. We thank those who gave their lives to keep us free, and we shall not forget them. We are here to remember. Today, many of you are veterans of wars and conflicts that Americans had to fight to protect the innocent and the oppressed. The nation has always been first to stand up for the freedom of people from around the world. Many of you here today have answered the call and served our country well. There are many men and women serving today in all branches of the military, here at home and in places far away that most of us have never heard of. These men and women are part of the best trained, best equipped force in the world. We honor them and their families for the sacrifices they make each day to keep our country safe from terrorism, hatred, and justice. Quoting our 40th United States President Ronald Reagan, freedom is never more than a generation away from extinction. We didn't pass it to our children in our bloodstream. It must be fought for, protected, and handed on for them to do the same. But one day, we will spend our sunset years telling our children and our children's children what it was like in the United States where men were free. The willingness with which our young people are likely to serve in any war, no matter how justified, shall be directly proportional to how they perceive the veterans of early wars were treated and appreciated by their nation. Today we showed a united front of gratitude and respect across the nation as we remember the fallen. We will now lay the last minute change here. Pages are out of order here. We will now have the laying of the ceremony service wreaths by our veterans. Lieutenant Colonel Albert Wynn Dodge, United States Army, will lay a remembrance in memory of those who served and are serving in the United States Army. Communications Technician 3rd Class Rick Quinn, United States Navy, will lay a remembrance in memory of those who've served and are serving in the United States Navy. Captain Dean Peterson will lay a remembrance in memory of those who have served and are serving in the United States Marine Corps. Lieutenant Colonel Gary Cheeseman, United States Air Force, will lay a remembrance in memory of those who have served and are serving in the United States Air Force. Electrician's Mate, 1st Class, B.J. Brown, United States Coast Guard, will lay a remembrance in memory of those who have served and are serving in the United States Coast Guard. Captain Richard Osgood, United States Air Force, will lay a remembrance in memory of those who have served and are serving in the United States Merchant Marines. Captain Joe Bobrisky, United States Army, will lay a remembrance in honor of 93,129 United States servicemen from all branches of service whose last known status was either prisoner of war or missing in action. These individuals have never returned to their families and homes. We shall not forget them. In closing today, we have 500 wreaths to lay, funded by current or former Wenham residents. This is enough to honor all Wenham residents from the French and Indian War through Desert Shield, Desert Storm. These live balsam wreaths symbolize thanks to those who have served and are serving in the armed forces of our great nation, and to their families who have endured sacrifices every day on our behalf. To our children, we want you to understand the freedoms you enjoy today have not been free, but have come with a cost. We encourage each volunteer here today who place a wreath in a veteran's grave to say the name aloud, take a moment to thank them for their service to our country. It's a small act that goes a long way toward keeping the memory of veterans alive. The veterans buried here never really die, nor do they fade away. They endure thanks to your presence today. Will the zone leaders for today's wreath-laying activity please raise your hand, the folks here? All right, these are the folks here who are going to kind of guide you around here in the cemetery there. They'll provide directions on what to do. For a brief explanation, any place that you see a flag, which is behind me here, is a veteran. They'll generally have a flag and then a veteran symbol underneath. You can see that on these here, there's only a brass plaque for the veterans there. We're going to put the wreath over the flag itself there with the red bow down. And then behind me, you can't quite see, I think most of you can see it. We'd like them laid against the headstone, once again with the red bow leaning down there. There's boxes throughout the cemetery here that you can go to the box, take out a wreath, go out onto the field and lay the wreath down. But please be careful, enjoy the day. And those that may want to go to Iron Rail Cemetery, Gary Cheeseman, you raise your hand. Gary will be going over there momentarily. We have a number of wreaths that need to be laid out there. If your car is available and you know where the Iron Rail is, head on over there. Gary will head up that activity to assist you. Also, we have wreath laying continuing until 1 o'clock today, which I think will take us that long to do the complete coverage here until all the wreaths have been laid. But thank you all for your participation today. God bless you, and God bless America. Proceed.